When we think of depression, we often imagine someone crying, sad, or openly talking about how they feel. But when it comes to older adults, especially our parents and our grandparents, depression can look completely different. And that's what makes it so easy to miss. In this video, we're going to talk about what the signs of depression really look like in seniors, how to spot the subtle ones, and how to step in before things get worse. Because the truth is, so many older adults are struggling silently, and just being able to recognize it might be the most important thing you do for your loved one this year. Let's start with what depression in seniors doesn't always look like. It doesn't always mean tears. It doesn't always mean saying, "I'm sad." In fact, many seniors don't talk about emotions at all. They've been raised to push through it, to be tough, to not complain. So, we have to watch for different clues. One of the most common signs, withdrawal. If your parent stops answering the phone, doesn't want to go out, cancels plans, or says they're just too tired, that's often not just fatigue, it's emotional exhaustion. Another one is change in appetite. Are they skipping meals? Not interested in food? Eating only toast and crackers? That can be a huge red flag. And then there's sleep. Depression can show up as sleeping way more than usual, or having a really hard time sleeping at all. If they're napping constantly or waking up at odd hours, take note of it. You might also notice irritability. Sometimes depression doesn't show up as sadness, it shows up as snappiness, a quick temper, seemingly annoyed at everything. That's their pain coming out sideways. And don't overlook complaints about physical symptoms either. Aches, pains, stomach issues, memory trouble. Sometimes emotional distress shows up in the body when it doesn't feel safe to talk about feelings. Now here's a metaphor that helps explain it. Imagine an old radio. When the volume knob breaks, the music doesn't stop, it just plays quietly in the background. And that's what depression can be like in seniors. It's still there, but the signs are softer. You have to tune in. So what can you do? First, keep a list of what you notice. Write down changes in mood, habits, energy levels. These notes will help a doctor make a more accurate diagnosis. Then, gently open the door to a conversation. You don't have to say, "Are you depressed?" That can feel very direct. Instead, try something like, "I've noticed you don't seem like yourself lately. How are you feeling?" Or, "I've been a little worried about you. Do you want to talk?" If they shut it down, don't give up. Just let them know that you're there. Sometimes it takes a few tries. And next, schedule a visit with their primary care doctor, because depression in seniors is often underdiagnosed, especially if no one speaks up about what's really happening at home. And finally, remind them, depression is treatable. Therapy, medication, social connection, small lifestyle changes. These things work, even late in life, and there's always hope. Click the link in the description below for my checklist to how to spot the warning signs of depression in seniors. It includes all the subtle signs to look for, ways to bring up the conversation, and tips for getting help. You don't have to be a therapist. You just have to notice. And you have to be willing to ask, how are you really doing? And one question can change everything.